WGS-TV.
Welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZempXTV. I'm Double B Billy Bujo, and this is going to be my WWE main event review for the week of December 12th, 2012. This week's featured match featured Ryback taking on Alberto Del Rio. Now, yes, at first glance, you could kind of tell who was going to go over. It's going to be Ryback, and that's exactly what happened. But, was it going to be a squash match? Because, pardon me, a squash match, I believe, would have hurt Alberto Del Rio. Because it wouldn't have done him any good. So they had to have him kind of hold his own a bit against Ryback, and that's what we saw. We saw Alberto Del Rio's usual tactic in the ring for him go after the arm, soften him up with a cross arm breaker, and we really didn't want to see, because I think if Ryback would have just totally ran over Alberto Del Rio, it only would have hurt him. It would have hurt him completely, for his gimmick and for what he was doing in his career. So I think the better way to put Ryback over is to give him a really good match, and we got somewhat of that on main event. My official score on this one, I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5. I take off, it would have been a 4 out of 5, but I took off a half a point because kind of the predictability factor. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who was going to go over. It was going to be Ryback, and that's exactly what happened. And then we have a promo by Ryback backstage to kind of build up to the six-man tag at TLC. Again, Ryback's skills on the microphone are getting better. They're getting better, and we're kind of starting to see some semblance of what type of character Ryback is. You've been thinking about, we hear the feed me mores, and we see what he does in the ring, but we never really got any kind of semblance of what kind of character the Ryback gimmick is, and now we're starting to get that. He's kind of like a predator, and he kind of, he said in the promo that he and Team Hell No have to be like a pack if they want to survive. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense. It kind of fits with the gimmick. But now on to what happened next. Next, we had the 3MB. Yeah, Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre come out. And they cut a promo. Now, main event was on a little bit earlier. I caught the replay of it. But they cut a promo because of the fact they were doing the 12-12-12 Hurricane Sandy charity relief concert. And, they were kind of upset that they didn't get invited to perform. They wanted to, and then next thing they wanted to, I guess what they said is perform a demo of their first song off their first CD. And it was just them screaming at the top of their lungs, and next thing we have Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel come out, and they challenged them to a match, and Drew McIntyre said, if you want to fight us, you have to fight all three of us, and they agreed to it. Having all three of them face a tag team, it kind of reminds me of the Jersey Triad gimmick in WCW with the late Bam Bam Bigelow, Diamond Dallas Page, and Kanyon. It kind of gave me that kind of a feeling about that, but it was still a really good match. Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel, two extremely talented young men in the ring, great high flyers. Tyson Kidd really knows how to sell a kick, whether it be to throw it or to take it, he really knows how to do them. And, they do a lot of exciting high-flying stuff, and that's what makes their matches really good and really nice to watch. But again, this is another instance of the 3MB getting pushed again over Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel. So apparently WWE must see something in this three-man band gimmick. I don't know what they see in it, but they must see something if they want to continually push them. 4 out of 5 on this one. Just thank God they didn't go back to singing, because I want to pluck up my ears after I heard that. So And they also have an announcement for next week's WWE main event, the featured bout. It'll be Kane versus Cody Rhodes, and it's still up in the air whether or not Cody Rhodes will still have that ugly, disgusting mustache that he had on Monday Night Raw. Overall score on this week's WWE main event is going to get a 3.5 out of 5. It was it was an okay show. It wasn't a very spectacular show, but it was still an okay show nonetheless. Ryback and Alberto Del Rio was okay despite the predictability factor. A 3MB, I really don't see what WWE sees in this gimmick. Maybe hilarity, entertainment value. I just don't see it yet. You know, maybe I need to give it a couple of more weeks or so for the gimmick to kind of set in. But as it stands right now, I just don't see what WWE sees in that gimmick. So, what I want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on WWE main event this week. Make sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video, and please don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So with that being said, I'm Double B Bentley Boudreaux saying thank you very much for watching.